from a leadership perspective, so for us, it's interesting. So I'm just going to continue to pull it back and talk from what I know, which is the companies that I've built and worked in, and a lot of one of the things that I dislike about us as a company is we have 12 people, and I love them all, and I work by myself all day, every day.
Yep.
So morale for me, I'm pretty self-motivating and so forth, but in this day and age in the world we live in, with Athena, we don't need to build an Australian-based team. We can be as big as we want and have everyone fully virtual. I totally believe that. We're growing really, really fast.
Yep.
12 people in 10 different cities.
Yep.
But I want a team around me just so I can hang out with people.
Yeah,
Genuine.
Well, this is the relationship thing, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And you identified before that relationships are important to you.
Yeah, that's right, 100%. And I said to someone last night, people at the Commons are where I used to work. I work from here now. This office here. I'll probably go back to a co-work. But, I just sit on my laptop and have my headphones in, and people wouldn't think that I've got a thriving team around me and so forth, but I do. But I don't get to spend time with them. So I often feel a little isolated in the Commons, even though I'm filled with a room of 300 people at all times. But getting morale across for our team is quite challenging. So anytime we have an online meeting, I'll often start on time and then let it play out for a little while just to get a bit extra, banter in across the board and so forth, because we don't have that in line. But online or offline or whatever the team may be, how do you think creating that culture is best? What are the key elements to creating a culture where people are happy at work and people want to come in and they've got morale and camaraderie and all that good stuff that you want?
I think, if you think about your comment, you said you'd like Athena to be a good place to work.
Yeah.
People want to work there. Mm-hmm. So then if you thought about that, what are the elements to making that happen? So what would that look like to you?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
One of the things is trust.
Yep.
So making our teammates feel like we trust them, which leads into autonomy.
Yep.
I think people don't like people looking over their shoulders. They like feeling like they're achieving their work on their own and they've got, the element to put their stamp on things. Empathy from those above them.
Yeah.
I think one of the only...
And towards each other.
Yep. One of the things that I didn't know that I'm good at, but if there are things leadership-wise I'm good at, empathy is definitely one of them. I'm quite empathetic. Too much so in the real world, I think. I'm highly emotional to other people's feelings.
Yep.
I keep making this about me, but anyway. But obviously vision and why I think is important. When we onboard somebody, the first thing that we talk about is we do a brand discovery call and we talk about the whole story of why we came up with why is our hashtag Give Back Life and what does that mean? Why do we actually exist?
What's that mean?
I mean, we exist to make money, but there's lots of ways to make money.
Yeah, that's
and I
right.
want to make money making a good impact. So we try and make sure that people are bought into the vision. What I try and do is, I don't know if this is how I would explain it, but we have a fortnightly meeting, which is I suppose is good for buy-in. So I take people through a full rundown of our finances, our goals. We do goals, announcements, and projects, but we take them through the full finances so they're tied into our how we're going and so forth. And it also is getting everyone a lot more financially literate.
Yep. That's a good thing.
Don't know. So
So you got trust, accountability, empathy. Autonomy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Empathy, vision. But
this is all just stuff that's coming to mind. But
but if you think about that, so some of these things are actions, right? So getting buy-in, etc., are just activities. Mm-hmm. They don't necessarily create the good place to work. They are part of the tools that you're using. But I think you've got, the vision, empathy, autonomy, trust, and probably autonomy needs empowerment.
Yes.
Is the kind of thing there. People need to feel empowered to have autonomy, because I've seen people given autonomy but no empowerment. Yes. And that makes it quite difficult, because you need to know where the boundaries are. And
so an example of that would be, hey, Jack, I'm going to go and let you create this project. It's all yours. Have a great day. And then constantly being looked over the shoulder and this is not right. Why did you do this?
Or you come back in 3 months and you go, well, that's not exactly what I wanted.
Because
you haven't defined some of the boundaries.
Yes.
To empower them.
Yeah.
Because you need to have those points where, I need to go see Bill about this bit, but I've got all this bit. Mm-hmm. So that's, I need some decisions. So Bill, I've got these 3 options, and so that type of discussion. Yeah. But knowing when to have that
Yep.
And then I think the other one that I think is important to you, which you haven't necessarily built in there specifically, is, engagement and relationship. Right. So I think you want your team to be engaged and relate to each other, is what I kind of hear. Now, the reason I asked you that question is not to avoid answering the original question.
No, that's all right.
Was to say that list is probably pretty similar to most teams.
Oh, that's good.
Because if you think
I
about
was just making it up as I go.
yeah, no. But if you think about what
I'm under the pump here.
If you think about
Saying all these words I've read in books: trust, autonomy,
empower, passion,
yeah, this is all bullshit.
accountability. That's right. No. But you think about, so if you thought about places that you worked that were great, you had you had high trust between peers and colleagues and your leaders. Your leaders probably had a high level of empathy, and that would be bounded though in terms of, well, we're still here to perform.
Yeah.
Right. So we're not. But if there's really a situation, is that leader going to back you? Like, I don't know. So you've had something's happened, and they really need to give you some time, and so those types of things, and then good empowerment. But also, we're driving towards something. Yeah. I think you need to give people driving towards something to make them more engaged than they are today. Because otherwise the risk is they just do the intro. Because that's the stuff that's really important. It's like the old Steve Covey thing around, urgent and important. Well, I'll do what's urgent. Yeah. But that may actually not be the most important thing. Because they're not urgent, but important. Obviously, generally, we just keep leaving behind. Yeah. But you want to give people a bit of a view of that, and the only people that can give vision are the leaders. Now, they're not the only people that create it, because when you've got a team that starts bonding and gelling, you've got to then start listening, because there are going to be people who've got really great ideas about it. 100%. And you go, oh, wow, that's awesome. We can start brain. And that's why, people do have leadership, off-sites and I know you don't like meetings, but that's why they do have planning days and things, because you never know what's going to come out of that.
Oh, yeah. No,
and you want to get some of that insight from your own people about that. And that is about trust, and that is about empowerment and stuff like that, right?
No, you're right.
So if you think about putting all those things together, that's what makes great teams, right?
Yeah, no, for sure.